Bulan 2 sa Batolo FM, enapan 2 Raki-Raki.
Bula FM namban 2 Inosor.
Go etabo ke bote kola sa Bula FM nga.
Bula FM namban 2 Corvo.
Bula FM namban 2 Sawa.
Bula FM namban 2 Lotoka. Bula.
Namban 2 ng Bula FM memba.
Bula FM
Namban 2 NSR in Singapore.
Kalau talita ka warong ng Bula FM Lotoka.
Ali akar warong Bula FM namban 2 NSR.
Bula FM namban 2 NSR.
Tonight, Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama says SODELPA using dirty political tactics. Work starts on establishing new towns in Fiji. And free medical clinics begin tomorrow for children with birth defects. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate, and this is FBC News. Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama is warning landowners to guard themselves against the lies told by SODELPA in regards to traditional land issues. Bainimarama made the statement on a radio talkback show on Radio Fiji 1 this afternoon. Apisalo Medoka has this exclusive FBC News story.
The statement made by the Social Democratic Party of its intention to give more land lease money to chiefs and less to commoners has been labelled as a dirty tactic by the Prime Minister.
This issue is just about trying to bring in our chiefs to support their political parties and bringing in church ministers to support their political party. But I want to let SODELPA know they have just missed the bus. The church has confirmed to the people they will never be involved in politics again. I don't think any church minister will fall for them this time around.
Bainimarama says SODELPA wants to review the distribution of money and give chiefs more, as was the practice before.
Money does not make anyone a chief. Chiefs look after their people. That is why they become chiefs. But SODELPA has revealed they do not want equal distribution. They want least money paid to the poor to return to the chiefs. To them, it makes them a chief.
He says SODELPA, with the support of the Fiji Labour Party and the National Federation Party, now wants landowners to be involved in the running of the board.
SODELPA wants landowners to run the TLTB board. People should be very careful on this move. My government, as we all know, has stopped the purchase of native land, and that has become a law. Because the SDL government brought native land and made it freehold land. Landowners, be careful, you might lose your land again if they come in and change what has been implemented.
Bainimarama says SODELPA, FLP and NFP are talking about the TLTB because they want to get their hands on the millions of dollars that TLTB has saved up under his leadership. Apisalo Medoka, FBC News.
Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama has confirmed to FBC News a South African has been selected as the new police commissioner. Bainimarama made the confirmation on a talkback show on Radio Fiji 1 this afternoon.
He is still holding discussions with the members of the interview panel. He has returned to discuss the appointment with his family. When he is ready, he will inform us on taking up the post.
Permanent Secretary to the Prime Minister's office, Pioti Kondondoa, says they can't reveal any names until the appointee has confirmed he will take the job. It's believed the candidate served as the South African Police Commissioner under former President, the late Nelson Mandela. Work has started to turn Nambawalu and Senganga into rural townships. As Eleanor Tarangai View reports, the government has allocated $30,000 for work in Nambawalu and $1 million for Senganga.
Nambawalu currently has administrative offices, a police post, a small market and a shop. This will soon be expanded.
We already engage ourselves with the landowners and the team from the town country planning. And by next year, everything should be in stages of development.
Alipati Mbolalevu says increasing opportunities prompted the change aimed at improving the living standard of the people of Mboa.
What we are trying to do here is have the rural economic spinning around within the Mboa province, rather than at the moment they're going to Lambasa for services, supermarkets. They do their purchases from Lambasa. The same, some of them go to Savu. Those are the essential things that we want to establish.
There will be plenty of job opportunities in Nambalu. It will also save money for people coming down to town from Nambalu.
The Senganga Development Center will be upgraded to town status first.
We have already done our work, and that we will be Rural Township project will be done this year. So by December we should be able to see that Senganga will be in the map, that it is a small growth center and now becoming a town.
People from there, most of the time they come to Lambasa. But if they upgrade to Beton, it will be very, very good and very easy for them.
I think it is a very good idea what government is doing.
The upgrading of the two centres is part of the government's plans to develop into towns 5 centres across the country. $10 million has been set aside for this purpose. Nambowalu and Senganga are expected to get town status by the end of the year. Eleanor Turangaibiu, FBC News.
Children with birth defects have a chance at a better life with a team of specialists coming over for clinics starting tomorrow. Doctors from the Shriners Hospital for Children in Hawaii will examine children with spinal deformities, cerebral palsy, serious complications from bone infections and other ailments. They've been visiting Fiji for years, providing free surgery and physio, which, as Akusita Tale reports, have brought smiles to children's faces.
Amisha was born in 2004. A year and a half later, she couldn't walk or crawl because of nerve problems in her feet. Her mother, Arti, wasn't ready to accept this after losing her 10-year-old son earlier. In October last year, Amisha underwent surgery in Hawaii and her life changed forever.
I was so happy, so excited. I called my husband here and I told him that Amisha start taking steps by herself with the walker and with the bars.
3-year-old Angel Kumar was also fortunate to receive treatment as she was born with 2 club feet and had never walked. At Shriners, doctors operated on her 2 feet, then put it in cast to straighten them.
We are really 100% sure that the treatment is the last treatment. We have seen changes from the day she was born to 3 years, scalding on her knees. She's walking. As soon as the shoes is on her feet, she starts running. She can run whole day, whole night. We have to stop her now.
16-year-old Prashilta also had a deformity from birth. Her legs were too weak for her to walk. With metal bars implanted by Shriners, she's been able to lead a happy life.
I was born, then I was like this, and my parents knew that I am a special child, and this is how I improved my life.
Next on the list is 7-year-old Jitesh Emmanuel. He spent all his life on a wheelchair, but with a trip to Hawaii this year, he hopes to come back walking on his own 2 feet.
He's having hamstring, so that's why he's not able to walk. And when he was born, he had fits from bone. So the doctors gave me 50-50. He said, if he lives, he lives. If he dies, then no chance.
Volunteer coordinators are urging every parent with special needs children to come forward.
If they have club feet, hip problems, knee problems, pretty sure they can help them. We'll get them on the waiting list, and it might take a year or 2 to get them to Hawaii, but we will do our best to get them to Hawaii, get that surgery, and change their life.
25 children from Fiji have been sent for surgery to Hawaii in the past 18 months. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
After the break, investor says more Asians are likely to head to Fiji.
Old on Tower में it's only Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
ताकि हर घर में खाली मिर्ची FM बजे. Mirchi FM is hot.
Best sound, best music, Mirchi FM rocks and records.
Nani का number 1 station है Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot. Mirchi FM is number 1 in nursery.
Mirchi FM is hot. हम लोग Mirchi FM रोज सुनता है. Mirchi FM जागो मामा.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. The Fiji Meteorological Office is now taking a proactive approach to warn all Fijians of Tropical Cyclone Lucy forming near our waters. Shireen Lata reports.
Fiji's weatherman Alipate Wangidelua says Lucy has been slow moving for the past 6 hours on northern parts of Vanuatu and is anticipated to move southeast on its tracks to move towards Fiji in the next few days.
The associated trough extends from Vanuatu or from the center of the cyclone to Fiji, and cyclones are known to follow the trough, and unfortunately he lies over Fiji, and hopefully in the next few days, the trough might drift slowly to the west of us. By tomorrow, the cyclone is expected to be well to the west of us, but by Wednesday, around the afternoon and evening, we expect it to be the closest to Fiji, at around 200 nautical miles or so to the west of Fiji. And by then, we are contemplating putting out a special weather bulletin.
However, Wangedelua adds they are still monitoring and analyzing data to identify areas that may be exposed to the cyclone.
Just outside of the gale radius, or expected gale radius by Wednesday, Thursday, but we do not really want to take that chance. And as you know, tropical cyclones, as they grow stronger, they tend to fan out the extent of gales, extend more outwards, and so we are rather be on a safe side to put out possibly a gale warning.
The Fiji Met Office says as tropical cyclone comes closer to Fiji, it will pick up speed and bring with it cloud, rain and possible strong gusty winds. Sharin Lata, FBC News.
Local investor Lin Zhao Yang is confident Fiji has lots of potential for more tourism investments. Yang, the new owner of one of Suva's oldest hotels, the Southern Cross, says many investors are keen to spend in Fiji. Chanel Sivan reports.
Ling Jiaoyang, a Fijian citizen, is looking to expand in the tourism industry. He is no stranger to the industry, owning a property in Nandi, the beach escape resort.
We have become Fiji citizen from 20 years ago. So we are happy to stay in Fiji, and we really enjoy the environment and the nice, friendly locals. And actually we become locals now.
Yang also owns the Scorpion clothing shop in Nandi and Suva.
Next few years, a lot of tourists, especially the Asian community, will come into Fiji. You know, in Asia, it's a congested country. I mean, a lot of population. So they're really happy to come and stay and come and have holiday in such beautiful place.
Roger Morris, who is the hotel manager in Suva, says working with Yang has meant more business exploration.
They've given a lot of jobs, yeah? I mean, first of all, as he said, that he also owns the one in Nandi, which is Beach Escape Villas, which is mostly a lot of backpackers coming to the port. Like for the hotel in Nandi, it's mostly to do with accommodation. Here, it's mostly to do with conference.
The acquisition of the Southern Cross Hotel comes in the wake of Yang's purchase of 2 adjacent properties on Gordon Street. The investor says Asians will continue to invest in Fiji if the current government reforms continue. Chanel Shivan, FBC News.
A group of Fijian women are receiving expert training on entrepreneurship at the United States Embassy in Suva. The workshop, called Taking Your Business to the Next Level, is facilitated by the embassy to help these women grow their businesses. Dr. D.T. Ogilvie will share her knowledge on enhancing the business skills of women entrepreneurs to confidently grow and formalize their businesses. She will also enable them to exchange best practice experiences to improve access to information and build business support networks. Participants will also learn to better respond to existing challenges faced by women entrepreneurs in Fiji. The women attending the training were identified through the Fiji Commerce and Employees Federation. Jamie joins us now with a new week of sports.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening. In sports tonight, Ben Ryan still with injury problems as he prepares to leave for the Tokyo Sevens. And Cricket Fiji pleased with applications for national coach. Details coming up.
It's always Gold FM for us at Golden Point, Raki Raki.
Gold FM is #1 in Lusaka.
Gold FM is Nandi's best radio station.
It's always Gold FM with us here in Singatoka.
Old is gold, and Gold FM is #1 here in Lautoka.
Singatoka loves classic hits on Gold FM.
We listen to Gold FM here in Tagua.
We love Gold FM in Bang.
We've got beautiful beaches, people, and Gold FM in Raki Raki.
Lautoka loves the classic hits on Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Welcome back to FBC Sports. With only a week out from the Tokyo Sevens, injuries continue to plague National Sevens coach Ben Ryan and his squad. 2 key players were added to the injury list after the Mara Sevens, but Ryan is adamant that they should be okay when the team flies out this weekend. Talendao Dakadaka reports.
Ben Ryan will be sweating for speedy recoveries for those players that are on his growing injury list.
Samu Sangia got a grade 1 MCL on his knee. PO2I still not fit yet. Samasoni very got a stinger in his shoulder, so I was very happy if he could have played the final, but he just had no feeling or sensation in his arm and no power, so he wouldn't have been able to pass or tackle. So sometimes those stingers go away in a couple of days, so he should be okay.
The 18-member squad marches back into camp on Wednesday, with Ryan to give his final assessment on which players will be able to make the cut.
I'll have a look at injuries during the week and make a decision on whether some players are only available for Hong Kong, haven't recovered in time, or if they're available for both Tokyo and Hong Kong, and then decide on whether we're going to potentially change the team up coming into Hong Kong with only a 5-day turnaround from Tokyo. That's something I'll be looking at.
It's a short turnaround for the players given the bruising reception they received at the Mara Sevens. But Ryan believes this is just what the boys needed before the next leg of the IRB series. Talendao Dakadaka, FBC Sports.
The Nandi football side managed an undeserving 1-0 win over Rewa in the Fiji Sun Skippertuna National League yesterday. The Jet Setters were outplayed in most facets of the game by the Delta Tigers, but managed to get this lone goal to win.
Passes from Rewa just not coming through as Munit plays a long one for Tolame Vuki. Apisai Smith in the way. Referee says play on as Talame plays it on for Tala Une. And the defense, I felt that on that side that it was a foul on Apisai Smith, but the defense stood still.
Meanwhile, Lautoka has its first win of the season. Alvin Avanes scored from this penalty before adding a second later in the match to end the Blues' 5-match losing streak. Suva remains on top of the points table, while Nandi is now second, followed by Mba. Games continue this weekend. Come the end of March, Cricket Fiji will reveal their national coach. A shocking 40 applications have been received, and from the reactions of officials, it's going to be a tough call for the final choice. Helena MacDonald reports.
It's time for officials to put a selection panel together and take their pick from around the globe.
We've got from England, from Wales, from Ireland, from Bangladesh, from South Africa, from Namibia, from Kenya, from Bangladesh, from Sri Lanka, India, Australia, New Zealand, even from Argentina and Canada. So, but there's a few notable names that I saw at first glance.
Many applicants are former and current test reps, but apart from their vast experience, Cricket Fiji's got one key requirement that will play a vital role in who gets the job.
A passion of developing cricket in a very small country like ours.
The funding for an overseas coach is an initiative of the Fiji Sports Commission, and just like cricket, other sporting federations are making their move.
Very good people coming in on that, and netball so close to closing. I think they've come down to about 3 or 4 people. It was the shortlist last I heard. Hopefully now they've finalised. So.
For cricket, it's a matter of finding that all-rounder who will take the sport to greater heights in Fiji. Definitely something to look forward to this year. Elena MacDonald, FBC Sports.
Preparation for the $1 million Fiji International Golf Tournament is well underway. To be played in Natandola, the government is working with all parties involved to ensure the tournament is one to remember for golfers and visitors from around the world.
Facilities at Natandola are superb, and to have world-class players playing in a world-class destination such as Natandola and the golf course there will provide enormous positive publicity and impact our visitor numbers. So most definitely looking forward to it.
That's it from Sports Tonight. It's back to Jackie now with business.
Bank South Pacific can now issue Visa debit cards to its customers. BSP's country manager Kevin McCarthy says the debit card is designed specifically for customers who travel or do business beyond Fiji and yet maintain their basic bank account in BSP Fiji. McCarthy says it's also beneficial for customers who buy goods and services over the internet. He says each card is protected from counterfeiting, card scheming and other fraudulent hazards.
The beauty of a Visa debit card is that in this case you're using your own funds. Many people can't qualify to get a credit card because you need to meet some sort of strict credit criteria to get a credit card, but anyone can be issued a Visa debit card.
BSP Visa debit cards are accepted in 200 countries. And here to give us updates on these unpredictable conditions is none other than Miss Unpredictable herself.
I have to say, Jackie, your introductions are getting more colorful by the day. Anyway, we've got this humid weather generating thunderstorms, which explains all this rain and probably this national power blackout we experienced a while ago. As you can see on the map, we've had occasional rain throughout the afternoon. Humid weather means warmer temperatures. So we've got Nandi and Lombasa on 33 degrees, Suva and Savu Savu on 32, and Ba and the Sugar City on 31. Thunderstorms are forecast tomorrow. The weatherman says they are monitoring the situation in case they need to issue a special weather bulletin for the western part of Viti Levu, Kandavu, and nearby smaller islands. As Tropical Cyclone Lucy moves closer to us, it's expected to increase in speed, bringing along a lot of cloudiness and may cause strong, gusty winds over Fiji. Time for a photo of the day now, or maybe evening in this instance. Just look at those stars. How beautiful is that? Caught on film by my colleague Chone at Nukulau Island.
Thanks so much for that, Genevieve. The headlines once again. Prime Minister Vorengem Bainimarama says SODELPA using dirty political tactics. Work starts on establishing new towns in Fiji, and Shriners free medical clinics begin tomorrow for children with birth defects. Results from last week's opinion poll, we asked, should people be penalized for not adhering to weather advisories? 75% of respondents replied yes. This week we're asking, should Fiji have another superannuation fund? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. Before we leave, bad weather is expected over the next few days, so please do take care and be sure to listen in to any of our 6 radio stations for weather updates. From the team and me till tomorrow, good night.
Today FM is awesome in Ba. We love you, Today FM. Today FM rocks in the story, and I love listening to Today FM.
Today FM is #1 in Televu.
Today FM rocks in Lotaka. Woohoo! Today FM is the most popular station in Nasina.
We love everything about Today FM here at Golden Point Reki Reki.
Everybody in Singatoka loves Today FM.
Today FM rocks in Ba.
Today's hit music on Today FM.